It is traditionally a highlight of the global fashion calendar, but this year's Milan Fashion Week has been criticized as out of touch, confused and not sufficiently intellectual, in a feud worthy of the Zoolander movies. The barbed comments infuriated Italian fashionistas, who leapt to the defense of their country's haute couture. The contretemps was sparked by an article in the New York Times entitled "Does Milan Matter?" It's been a largely out-of-focus season in Milan. Italy has been something of a peripheral player in the European narrative of late, in the various dances among Macron and Merkel and Trump and May. Prime Minister Paolo Gentiloni rarely cuts in, and designers seem equally confused about their own roles in the greater fashion ecosystem, the newspaper said. The column witheringly dismissed Milan as lacking intellectual clout, saying its fashion week was all about extraordinary fabric and high-voltage cleavage. Milan has never really been an intellectual fashion city, leave that to the deconstructionists and conceptualists of Paris and London, the column said. The clothes shown on Milan's catwalks had failed to express visual coherence in a chaotic time. Leading the charge in defense of Italian pride was Stefano Gabbana, of Dolce & Gabbana, who said he was sick of insults from the American press and described the author of the article as being anything but smart. "Milan has everything, everything," he told Corriere della Sera newspaper. "This year's Fashion Week struck me as being more joyous and relaxed than usual. The problem is that we Italians are insecure. We always feel inferior to others, whereas in reality it is the others who are afraid of us. We know how to do everything: fabrics, accessories, buttons, even the labels that go on clothes. That's why others try to belittle us." It was not the opinion of columnists that counted, said Mr. Gabbana, but whether customers bought Italian-designed clothes. "The world needs our products because once you wear Italian, you never go back," he said. He scoffed at suggestions that catwalk fashions should somehow reflect the turmoil the world is in, from the presidency of Donald Trump to the North Korean nuclear crisis and the war against Islamic State. Fashion is not political. Not all stylists have to be intellectuals. Is Sophia Loren intellectual? No, and yet she is known even on the planet Mars. Fashion is something that should allow us to dream. His spirited defense of Milan went down well on social media, with comments flooding his Instagram account. "Well said, Stefano, we're the best in the world," said a fan called Tiziana. Another comment read, "Stefano, after your words, I'm even more proud to be Italian." Antonio Maris, the artistic director of Kenzo, the French fashion house founded by Japanese designer Kenzo Takata, also refuted suggestions that Milan was irrelevant. "Everyone pays attention to what's going on in Italy," he said. "I've never had so many foreign customers than this season." Milan was not at the periphery of global fashion, but even if it was, that might not be such a bad thing. "I never forget what Andy Warhol said, the most beautiful ideas come from the periphery, and borders are the places in which there is more turmoil, more life, where things happen," Mr. Maris said. Fashion Week, which concluded on Monday, featured some of the biggest names in the Italian designer galaxy, from Giorgio Armani and Miuccia Prada to Valentino creative director Pier Paolo Piccioli. For the first time, awards were given out for sustainable and environmentally friendly fashion, with the initiative led by Lydia Firth, the fashion consultant, film producer and wife of Colin Firth. The British actor, who was granted Italian citizenship last week, also helped present the awards, which went to Armani, Gucci, Prada, and Valentino, as well as to Chiara Vigo, a Sardinian renowned for spinning a precious golden thread known as sea silk, made from the beards of giant mussels.